What up, and welcome to A2thaShow, presented by me, A2thaMo. Presented by is kind of a stupid fucking thought. Just for the video watchers, sorry, audio listeners, I had a thought of coming in like this. If y'all can, if you're looking at the video now, I'm all, I could like kind of do like a pan up eye reveal. I don't know. Let me know out there what y'all think about it. My eyes just look so blue today, but then also blue eyes are the enemy, I think, in New World, so maybe I should hide them behind the sunglasses. Also decked out once again in Thunder gear. It's Thunder gear 4 days in a row. Thunder have won the finals, so we are wearing all the Thunder gear every single day. And then we'll put it up until next season. And then you go places out in the world and people go, oh, hell yeah, fucking Thunder, bro. And you're like, fuck yeah. And it's a weird thing because like I feel like I'm a bigger Thunder fan than anyone I know in real life. Like I watch every game and I'm very informed of the people and of the NBA in general. I know way more about the NBA than most people I know. But you see these people like it changed their life. They won. They're like, I'm so proud of these humble guys. Like old white people fucking love the Thunder because they're humble, which is cool. I agree, but I wouldn't mind a cocky guy here or there. I mean, that would make it more entertaining for me. And so anyway, yeah, it's been very fun. So I had to open with that one. And then the the NBA draft happened. And we got some center from Georgetown who looks like he's going to fit right in. So all sunshine and rainbows in Thunderland. But they did already have 15 guys under contract for next season. So I don't know how they're going to even sign this draft pick. So some of them might get traded eventually. But that's just the way it goes. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Skinny came over for, I think, every game of the finals. He hung out right here in this empty seat that I've somehow left here to symbolically represent our future guests, I guess. And anyway, it was a good time. We plan is we are going to get Skinny over here soon. I've been trying to hype him up, getting prepared. He had a surgery scheduled, another surgery on his ear canal. And then because the VA is some bullshit, at least that's what I understand from, the things you hear, they scheduled Skinny's surgery at a certain date, but it was a few days after the referral ran out from the doctor that he needed surgery. So therefore, they had to cancel the surgery and he has to go back and get a referral, something like that. But it sounds like, this is the American health system that we're so proud of. Well, we can't change it. Ours is the best. And then you just hear all the stories of how people just avoid going. Like me, I don't fuck the doctor. I try, but they never help. You're right. You can't be fat in this country without just going there and then being like, oh yeah, well you're fat. You ever tried fixing that? And I'll even say I'm not even like fat. Like I'm 80s fat. Like in the 1980s, like late 80s, the fat characters in like their movies look about like me. So like when they had their shirt off, you're like, oh, look at that guy or whatever. And they like make fun. Like that's why I'm like, ooh, I'm gross. But I understand in the 2020s, when I look around, there are like morbidly obese people. And so I feel some type of way calling myself fat, but I still think I'm fat. They are, like I said, morbidly obese. They're different words for different things. Like growing up, we had one teacher. I skipped 7th grade math because I tested out of it. But there was a teacher that taught that. So I had friends that had her and she was very nice. I mean, my mom, I remember being very friendly with her at some school event, but she was like, 2 or 3 of me wide. And it was like crazy how big she was. But now you see those people all the time. And I don't know. It's crazy. I'm not even trying to blame people. Like I said, food's great. Exercise sucks. Don't fucking get it twisted on me. The only way I keep my weight exactly what it is I just tell myself that I'm a horribly ugly person and my wife will leave me or something. She probably wouldn't, but you got to keep motivated. All right. That took a tangent there, but we'll see if we can get it back on track. Y'all will know this by the time you're hearing this, but my plan is to put out 2 episodes the first 2 weeks each, like 4 in the first 2 weeks, so that we can kind of jumpstart this thing. If anyone's interested, give y'all a little extra content. So in a couple days, we'll have another one with a special guest who is in town, and it was a little bit of fun. All right, let's see what's happening in the world. there's actually a lot happening in the world. You know, like World War III is about to happen, but by the time this episode comes out, you know, it'll be a couple weeks. Who the fuck knows? You know, so I feel weird talking about something super current. In the world at the moment, it's been fun. Like, I am interested in politics. You know, I find there's a hobby of mine to like pay attention, see what people are saying. You know, I normally fall towards a libertarian side of arguments. I don't really know if like in the real world they would work, but they always make the best arguments, I would say. Because their arguments like, let's do less shit, and they can explain how to do that. And like the other people have a hard time explaining like where this magic money's coming from that's going to do something. So those are like just my general political leanings going into these things. But in the real world, it was like Trump buddied up with Israel. So then the sort of no war Republican libertarian types were like, fuck Trump. And then like the next day, Trump was like, Israel fucked up. I'm calling a ceasefire. And then everyone's like, yeah, you fucking don't like that, do you? And I don't know. It was just like, I don't know. People were like arguing about dumb shit when I'm like, well, this is like a ongoing thing. And obviously the military industrial complex is wanting war. And maybe I don't know who is against it or who can even stand up to it, right? I kind of think we're fucked. I don't think it matters, but I do think it's cool to have people that will publicly stand up and be like, I don't think we should murder children and civilians and stuff. You know, I think that's cool. I think it's like something to be proud of. But something that is kind of going on in our country is there's like, or there was, they kind of died down now, but there was these like immigrants protests. So like in these states, these immigrants would be protesting stuff. And I don't know exactly. I think they're protesting because ICE was like coming and taking people and throwing them out of the country. Now, in general, I don't think it should be like a just throw everyone out. I mean, I think that's crazy. I think if you're Trump, you know, I'm trying to do this from an optical standpoint of like what looks best for him. At the very least, if they came in when you were president or before, you don't kick them out because you could have gone the first time. So like if your argument's like fucking the Biden administration, open this border, then maybe try to figure out if they came in during that time, like were they part of that way? But even then, I kind of feel like they opened the door. I've said this on the previous podcast you have. The immigrants coming across the border to me is a lot like January 6th in the way if the doors were open and the people just walked through, I kind of find it hard to be like, see, that was illegal, as fucking officers were saying they're watching them. And I can say that for both situations. You know, January 6th, you saw the videos. Cops fucking open the doors and they're just watching these people walk in the Capitol. And then those people are like, yeah, we're going to arrest you. But yet those cops did nothing, you know? And then so the border, same way. They fucking open the borders, people flood in. There's fucking border patrol just watching them come in. And so like for them to be like, oh, no, now you're getting kicked out. I do think that's fucking weird. That's my gut instinct of it. Now, if they're criminals or, you know, they get arrested for stuff, that's been the policy forever. I remember as a kid in my hometown, we had a little jail that housed like foreign criminals that their countries wouldn't take them back, so they couldn't deport them. And, you know, it's like these things exist. We've been deporting. I have a good friend I grew up with who got deported to Mexico because it turned out he wasn't born in America, but because he got arrested for meth and shit, like when he was 19. And so anyway, it just happens. You get deported when you get arrested. That is a thing. And why not just do it that way? Wait till they commit a crime, arrest them, and then deport them. I do think it's weird to like go into school graduations and all this shit. That it's dumb as fuck. Now, the thing I have to kind of side on the like anti-immigrant people, if you will, is that these fucking protests, these people are like, hell no, I'm not going back to Mexico while waving a Mexican flag. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I think if you're going to be in the country, even if it's fake, you should pretend to be patriotic as fuck. You should be like, I love America. And you should like, you know, have you a fucking American flag cowboy hat or whatever. When I was growing up, we had a custodian in my elementary school named Jose, and he passed the citizenship test and we threw him a giant party at the school. And my big humorous addition to everything was singing, Jose, can you see? You know, because that was how great was that? And I just thought I was a fucking little genius in 4th or 5th grade, whatever old I was. So anyway, it is weird seeing these people wave these flags. I've also, be honest, I hate all flag waving. You know, I mean, if you want an American flag because you're American patriotic, serve in the military, something like that, I guess I kind of get it. But all these people that wave flags of shit that's like their ancestral birthplace or some shit, like anyone that has an Irish flag, you know, Scottish flag, any of that shit. I mean, of course, even if we're gonna go crazy and be like, if you have the like little Rastafarian all from Africa flag that they like kind of just made up as a general cultural thing to sell black people in the 80s or whenever that became popularized. I just think all that shit is a distraction. It's all for division. I just don't understand it. And I think it maybe comes from, as a kid, I hated people having a Confederate flag. And I'm in Oklahoma's not like the South, we're like a weird the South Midwest mix. I am from like the border of Texas, so I'm, definitely culturally more South than the Midwest. But I just really hated people with the Confederate. It didn't make sense to me. I understand there are racist overtones to it, and that probably did upset me because I was a big fan of black culture and all that. But it was more of like, well, we fought a war and they lost. Like, what the fuck is that? It's all like, I thought the same about the Nazi flag. You'd see like the white supremacists with the Nazi flag. And it's like, yeah, they lost. What the fuck are you doing? Like that was just, it was a weird thought. I was like, I just don't see why you would have another flag. Why are you repping this flag? Think the same about these goddamn MAGA flags now. And they're not even MAGA, they're everything. There's Joe Biden flags. These people are making a fucking racket selling these flags on the side of the road and shit with their blankets. I don't know. I just don't respect a flag waver like that. I don't know why. I just don't. I also don't like wear shit that proclaims my political beliefs, like on my t-shirt. That's another thing that I just find a little cringe, I guess. It's weird to me. I also like to be secret. I don't like people to have me pinned down necessarily. I want to have the element of surprise in any conversation, things like that. So anyway, these are my thoughts. Right in the podcast. I keep forgetting to say that. Right in the podcast. It should be A2thaShow@gmail.com. I'll also keep the old one open at A2thaShow@gmail.com. Write in, let us know your thoughts. If you have questions, ideas for the show, anything like that is welcome. All right, we do have a big thing I need to talk about on this. We had this is the biggest drama in my real life, but me and my wife had a lot of drama with our neighbors recently. And it's embarrassing somewhat, of course, because I am not that type of person that there's a big drama with the neighbors. But a little backstory. So our neighbors have these cats that live in their front yard. They're stray cats all up and down our house, but there's these few that definitely live in our neighbor's yard. And the wife has spent a lot of time and money this summer working on her flower bed in front of our house. And so we've put all these shrubs in and all this mulch, and she's out there de-weeding it like every day. But these cats keep shitting in the flower bed. So she's very upset by this. So I go out one day. I was like, I'll just scoop out the cat poop. And I grab it and I kind of just throw it in towards our neighbor's yard general area. And I actually have a picture for any watchers that I think I can pull up here. All right. So I have the mouse here as a kind of thing. So our flower bed is right on the other side right here. There's one, and then it kind of wraps around the house. So in this area, I'm throwing poop, probably put it somewhere around their driveway, like in their driveway, maybe not the concrete, but they have this little grass strip next to their driveway that they also park in. They park in their yard halfway and then halfway in their driveway. And so in my idea, the first time I threw the poop towards their yard, I was like, well, it'll just land in that little yard driveway. They'll run over it. No harm, no foul. I don't know. I didn't fucking think anything of it. And so I was like, it's their fucking cat shit. That just was my gut instinct. So I come in, the wife's like, what the fuck did you do with the poop? Tell her, I just put it like in their driveway. She laughed. She's like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. So I guess she's like, well, that's what we're doing. So the next day she finds cat poop. I think she like neatly sets it in their driveway. I'm not sure about the concrete or if it's the yard when she does it. I wasn't out there. But at this time, there's a giant truck where this red car is in this picture, like a giant jacked up truck. I don't know whose it is. I was like, I guess I have a friend staying over for a few days, something like that. So anyway, that happens. And then the next day, third day of cat shit in our yard, in our flower bed, I grab it and I'm not even looking where I throw it. In my thought, I'm just throwing it behind me into my own yard, their yard, anyone's yard other than the flower bed. So I throw this cat shit and I do hear it ding and hit something. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I think I just hit that Jack truck's like rims, like these big nice rims on or whatever. And so I'm totally admitting I could be at fault here for everything that's happened so far. So my wife is working this summer doing summer school teaching, and she gets off at noon and she's coming in, and all of a sudden this like 23-year-old girl starts screaming at her, who is the owner of this giant jacked up truck that is where this red car is in this picture. And it turns out to be the daughter of the woman who lives next to us. I'm nice to the neighbors, but I don't like go out my way like know them and shit like that. And so anyway, starts yelling at my wife about how she's being malicious, throwing poop, whatever. My wife, honestly, most days would probably not engage with this, but she's also coming out of teacher mode. And there's this dumb, white trash bitch yelling at her. So my wife just starts screaming like, they're your fucking cats. And so I don't even know this is going on. I'm inside probably listening, making a beat or some shit. And, it's happening like right outside. And then finally I notice on my phone, I have, someone's at your Ring door camera. And I see my wife walk away. And I was like, oh, she is here. So I go outside thinking she's going looking for cat shit or whatever. And I was going to tell her, hey, I already picked up the cat shit today. Instead, her and this lady are fucking screaming at each other. My wife's up on the porch, lady's down in the yard. And the lady is claiming that we are purposely putting cat shit right where they get out of their vehicle to force them to step in it for just no reason. Like, we're just doing that to fuck with them is like her thought process. So I guess I could see where she's like somewhat upset. My wife's all like, well, your cats keep shitting in our flower beds. Now I'm out there. I'm not contributing at all. I'm just kind of there to have backup for my wife because I know she's not going to she doesn't love these situations. I also don't either. And then I guess the stepdad of the girl arguing, the guy who lives next door to me here, he comes out and he's kind of got, in no offensive way, just like ex-tweaker vibes a little bit. Like, he doesn't seem like he's a tweaker now, but maybe he used to be, and maybe he wasn't. Who knows, but he has those vibes. And so he's back there, and then he starts jumping in the conversation, saying stuff. And by the way, the very first thing I say in all of this, I said, hey, this morning, I totally threw poop. It totally could have been me. Like, I'm taking all the heat immediately. I don't really give a fuck if they're mad at me. I'll play dumb or some shit, or I don't know. I just was like totally fine. But yeah, I did that shit this morning. And so that seemed to at least get him to be like, all right, cool. But he started arguing dumb shit. And this really set my wife off. And so this argument lasted for like 10, 15 minutes where, the first thing she did was kept yelling at that girl. She goes, you don't even fucking live here. What are you doing? She was like, my mom lives here. And then we went back, you're sticking up for your mom, you fucking weirdo. But anyway, that girl, and also her like 3-year-old was standing about right here, like in our yard where I'm sorry, I had to slow down before I was about to jump later ahead. But so anyway, we started arguing. Basically, this guy claims they're not his cats. And I go, well, those are your cats. And then he was like, no, those aren't my cats. And I was like, well, you feed them and you built, and like, y'all can't see it in this picture. But right here behind this little trash can, he has built a cat house. Like, it's a kit of some sort. And it's like right in this general area behind this, there's a cat house in the driveway, and he feeds them every morning. He brings out food. So I don't give a shit if they live outside or not. That's your cat. If you feed them and you have a house for them, those are your cats. So once he starts acting like they're not his cats, I can't not argue, because I'm arguing against you're a fucking idiot. That's kind of what I'm arguing. I don't even really give a shit about the shit thing. I'll take all the heat for that. I'm arguing over like, no, those are your cats. So I'm like, no, those are your cats. And if I brought my dog and my dog took a shit in your yard every day, you definitely wouldn't like it. And you would expect for me to do something about it, like picking up my dog shit. That's common courtesy. I say this with like the calmest, like, come on, we're all fucking adult, what the fuck? And then he acts like that's crazy. I can't control where a cat shits. And I was like, I didn't say you could, but we're not going to leave in our flower beds. It's on me on our driveway. And I said, it's fine. I won't throw in your driveway. My bad if I did. Again, I keep apologizing. Sorry if I threw in your driveway. I didn't mean for to get on the concrete or anything, but, something over there. And then my wife's like, is that not a yard? Is that not grass? Speaking of this little area here, but again, they do park in that grass. And he's like, yeah, it is, but we park there. And so they're basically mad at that. Lady eventually leaves, the first one that starts all this shit. I don't even think this would have started if she wasn't visiting her mom or dad or whatever. They would have never said anything. We've never had issues for the 9 years we've lived here, however long it's been. So my wife eventually basically says he's gaslit, because he also starts doing shit of like, well, we only feed the female cats. Now, that's all he's saying, but that is implying that he somehow knows male cats are shitting in our flower bed and not the female cats he feeds. Also, like, somehow the male cats that could be walking by don't come up and eat the food that he just leaves out in the driveway. So again, he's just a fucking idiot. So my wife's like, what do you mean? What do you mean the female cat? Like, she just can't let it go. And again, I kind of think we may have been in the wrong a little bit about the poop, about maybe throwing it towards their yard. I will admit that part. But again, it's their cats that are shitting in our flower bed. And so he just said, well, we can't have it in our driveway. And so him and the wife has enough. She comes inside, and then he was like, we're trying to have like, he's trying to be like bro-ish about it, you know, of like, hey, I don't want any beef. Because my wife's all screaming, like, we've been good neighbors all these years, and this is fucking ridiculous and filthy. And, you know, she's trying to shame him and shit. And so he's trying to be a bro about it. And I said, hey, my bad again if I threw it in there. I won't throw it in there, but we're not going to leave it in our flower bed. That's not going to happen. So, you know, I'll put it somewhere else and we'll figure it out. And then he goes, well, I have a power washer. If you'd like, I could use my power washer on your sidewalks and clean off your sidewalks for you. I just like working. After we've been fucking arguing for like 12, 13 minutes, like his peace offering, I guess, was like, I'll power wash the sidewalks y'all have. And I'm not even against that, but it just isn't the time. He's also offered, claims to have these spikes that they've put in their flower bed to keep the cats out of it. So he clearly knows this is an issue, you know? And then I go, yeah, sure, bring me those spikes and I'll put them in or whatever. And I didn't, he never did. I talked to Skinny the next day. Skinny he brought this other shit up that smells and keeps cats away, and he put them all, he works in like landscaping shit. And then he left us some. So the cats have only shit twice. It's been like a week since all that happened. The cats have shit only 2 days in like the 7 days since then. And I, maybe 3. And so the stuff's working because it was every day, multiple shits. And what I have done, just to pull that picture back up, I guess. And I thought about this immediately because, of course, me and the wife come in. It ruins our whole day after that because it's all adrenaline up and shit. But I'm like, I don't think they thought this through because I'm going to put the poop right next to their cars in our yard. And I think that's worse because then they're going to open their car and they're going to smell cat shit, which is the worst thing about it. So I have been systematically every day when there is shit, I lay it. There's this concrete barrier that separates our yards. I put it just on my side of that barrier. Now, some will say this is petty, but it is my yard. There's shit in my yard. I can do that. There ain't none they're going to do. Oh, another thing that really set us off, and the reason there's even a camera up for us to see their yard at the moment, but this is a still picture, this isn't like live feed or anything, is because that woman said she was going to call the cops on us. Now, I, as someone who's been arrested, and these people look like they've been, or they're white trash as fuck, that to me, it oversteps a line threatening calling the cops on something like that, to me. Like it does, it goes against some sort of code that, you don't just fucking start throwing cop shit around. You know, I don't know. That's just me. I would never have said that to them. And so that made us mad. Then she's like, we got y'all on camera because they have a camera on their porch that kind of faces, you know, towards our yard a little bit, maybe like where I park my car, shit like that. And I have a camera that's pointed at the front, 2 of them at the front, but none towards their house. So immediately I took my second Ring camera I have, and that's where that picture is now. And now it points at them. So since then, they have moved their camera to be even more pointed at our house. So we're in a semi-beef, I would say, over the cameras. But it was more because their dumb daughter started talking about laws and we're recording y'all and shit like that. And I just felt like that was uncalled for. So I'm being petty. I've told my wife, don't touch any of the poop. I'm moving all the poop. It is all me. And it's like right where her trunk is. So if she can smell her trunk, they're going to smell the shit. But that's what, I don't know. I just feel like, again, that is within my right. I think, and I told my wife, even I can go further. I could put all of our junk, anything in our yard right there. Like they sometimes park in our yard because they're fucking shitty at parking. So, I mean, I could be like a huge asshole, and that is what I will do because that is what I'm good at. So I think knowing I have that part in me, my wife felt more comfortable. I didn't want to fight the guy, but you could, all guys do that sizing up bullshit. And he's a little older, old man strength's a real thing, and I'm fucking not in the best shape. But I have a very hard head. I'm basically impossible to choke out because my neck and my chin's so big that, so I feel fairly confident in any dumb fucking thing that happened like that. I don't know if this guy would again. I hope not. I don't want to. But all that shit was going through my mind. And anyway, that was the big drama. I was excited. I told him, I was like, I have to tell this on the podcast. And she was like, well, if you do, tell her. And I don't even remember what our fucking offer like how we were in the right and they were in the wrong. But I was like, I think we could be wrong in some areas, but I don't think we're wrong about the fact that's their cats. And I do think when it's your pets and you're taking care of them, that's somewhat your responsibility. So, and he's saying, she's like, I'll put a litter box out, but they won't use it outside. And you're like, yeah, dumb fuck. Of course not. What the fuck are you talking about? And so he did also at the end claim he was going to check all the flower beds in the morning for us and take out any poop that was in there. So maybe that's what's happened on some of the days, but I don't think he's done it one time. Just haven't seen him on the camera doing it. So, anyway, fun stuff. Now let's get to fucking music. I know this first segment went long, but I have a feeling it's going to be hard to contain my podcast to this hour mark I've been going for. But, you know, it's a good goal. It's a good goal to aim for. So, of course, basically the first 4 or 5 episodes, we're going Sir Nasty first on all of them. Mainly because no one sent me anything. I'm recording the first 4 episodes before any episodes are out. And so I just had the homie send me stuff, and I have these on hand. Also, I produced it, and I'm like, well, you know what? I fucking love Sir Nasty and Graveyard Entertainment. Because I love Graveyard Entertainment, enjoy Sir Nasty's music. Someday I could love Sir Nasty, but we've only talked a handful of times. You know, I feel like we have to go out to like a strip club together to truly bond or something cool like that. All right, song I'll go with here is it's on a beat that I honestly was surprised to use. I've sent Soko and Sir Nasty so many beats, and some of them I go back and listen to them. I'm like, these fucking suck. I can't believe they haven't sent them back to me or whatever. And this was kind of one of them where I was like, it doesn't suck. It's just weird. But that's probably why I sent the Nasty in the first place. But I think he pulled it off well. So the name of the song is New Shoes off of his album I Still Got Problems, out now on all streaming services. And let's give New Shoes a listen.
This shit here funky, nephew. You figure deal me? You feel me? Come on, boy. Look at my feet, bitch. You feel me? Okay. It's time for a nigga like me to really shine. Them hoes scream for a nigga and they really fine. I don't give a fuck. They know I got that cheese. They know that I'm a Gibson, but I'm not Tyrese. They know that I'm a gangster. I love my G's. Pull up on them hoes, all black Kyries. Konnichiwa, Bichiwas, I'm not Chinese. I got me a bitch that meet all of my needs. We stuck on each other like we Siamese. I'm the Zodiac killer, she a Pisces. Catch me in the club throwing up my threes. Rest in peace and free all my YGs. I'ma be a cold nigga until I freeze. Picture me rolling out where it's my keys. Every morning I get down on my knees. Stacey Adams on my feet, we some fly G's. Yeah. We put them niggas on the news, bitch. You can't solve a mystery without clues, bitch. I got all the drugs that you use, bitch. Look at me, I done got some new shoes, bitch. I done got some new shoes, bitch. I done got some new shoes. Konnichiwa, tell me how you feel. I got LBJs on my feet for real. They be hating on the king, I just say they wrong. The radio station refused to play they songs. Champagne, lobster, and filet mignon. I got all different kinds of LeBron Raymond. Side 12, bitch, they never out of stock. Long rifle in the trunk, and they got a stock. If them niggas popping off, then I gotta pop. My girl got a lot of money, and she got a wop. I punch the code in, I don't gotta knock. Haters at the strip club, like he gotta stop. You know them panties come down when the dollars drop. She lit me like a lollipop, then got mollywop. Dogging her from the block, we don't wear crops. I'm the dealer, my nigga, and we don't share crops. You know what they do to your cash. You fuck around with Nash and get a shoe in your ass, bitch. We put them niggas on the news, bitch. You can't solve a mystery without clues, bitch. I got all the drugs that you use, bitch. Look at me, I done got some new shoes, bitch. I done got some new shoes, bitch. I done got some new shoes. Konnichiwa, tell me how you feel. I got LBJs on my feet for real. We put them niggas on the news, bitch. You can't solve a mystery without clues, bitch. I got all the drugs that you use, bitch. Look at me, I done got some new shoes, bitch. I done got some new shoes, bitch. I done got some new shoes. Konnichiwa, tell me how you feel. I got LBJs on my feet for real. He wore J's, I wore J's. He wore Jordans, I wore James. He wore Jumpman, I wore Dunkman. King shit. Goat shit.
All right, Sir Nasty with New Shoes Now I don't, of course, love his LeBron James love, obviously, but I do gotta say I like that part of the hook. The LBJ's on my feet for real. I think it kind of reminds me of like the Nelly country grammar sort of era, if you will, or maybe some like early Dungeon Atlanta stuff. Even though making number one, make it forever over Atlanta. Obvi, shout out Graveyard. So yeah, I like that a lot. I like what he did with it. It's one I think I could vibe with. I could do a verse on it. Not, he doesn't need it. Obviously, it is done. But me and Sarnassi are working on a collab project. I think it's going to be a very, very slow project. And right now it is just codenamed in my files Mo Nasty, which, fuck it, that might be the name at the end. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a real slow project, just the way he works and I work. And then, well, maybe not that I work, but I know he like has to get locked in on it or something. Whereas I pitched a more like slow, like, hey, let's do a song or two a month until it's done. And we're not sure how it's gonna go. And then Soko, me and him are also gonna be working on one, Southern Comfort out there, people don't know. And I think that one will go a little quicker once he because he'll lock in and then like send me a fuckload of songs, and then I'll feel the pressure from that, and then that'll I'll get a lot of shit. That's normally what happens is once I have like some shit built up and I'm like, well, hold on, I need to get some shit done. My poor dog back here in the back, I'm sure if y'all are watching the video, y'all see her trying to get comfortable. She has injured herself a couple weeks ago. I don't know if I brought it up on here or not, but she has hurt her. We thought it was like her shoulder or a tendon in one of her arms. And for a while she was limping on her right one, but now she's limping completely on her left one. And then like when she stands or walks too much, her like left arm just fucking shaking. And then she'll whimper and do shit when she jumps down off things. And she's clearly hurt. Everyone I've talked to that's taken their dogs to vets are like, you definitely should, but they are just going to be like, don't let her jump. Like, they don't really do shit. They don't do much for dogs like that. So, and then everyone's like, and you could buy them doggy aspirin, and that does relieve some pain, but then they might hurt themselves more because they don't understand that they're hurt, and then they'll try to use these things that are hurt. So we're just trying to baby her at the moment. Our walks at the park are like 20 yards, and then we turn around because she's just so out of breath because she hasn't walked in 2 weeks, and it just feels so bad for her. She's a sweet dog, and she's just in a lot of pain the last couple of weeks. All right, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about before that. I just saw my dog and I was like, oh, that poor dog. I thought she's looking at the camera right through the little chair thing right there. Random tangent. I'm making a video. I had a video podcast before, but I was like further away from the camera. I just kind of hit record and walked away. Being up close, I do a lot of I forget the left and right thing all the time. Like it really throws me off. I also debated a long time before this if I should go hat backward episode. It makes me feel young. I would say back in my before being married for sure. I was hat backwards. I'm trying to think when it switched. Maybe when I got out of college. So maybe like 22. I went from hat backwards to hat forward guy. A lot of people growing up got very offended about a hat backwards. You'd walk around at least where I'm at, country ass fucking town, Oklahoma, and they'd be like, "Well, your head on backwards." Like they thought that was some sort of joke. I heard, "Is your head on backwards?" fucking 1,000 times in my life. And I'd be like, no, obviously I look cool as fuck. So shut the fuck up. And I don't know. I just never understood why it offended them so much. Also, again, I got called a wigger a few times because of it wasn't even, I don't think I even dressed black. I wore like a fitted hat because my head's so fucking huge. And I didn't even start that until 6th or 7th grade. There was a 6th grade, I think, was whenever the first time I saw one. Like besides baseball players had them like in MLB, but like people didn't really wear fitted hats like that I was aware of. And then like I was in a sports store in 6th grade with a friend, and they had 3 or 4 different teams fitted hats, like barely any selection. And I bought both of them within a month. I was like, I want an OU one and an OSU one. And I fucking didn't give a shit about college sports at all. But and then a friend of mine had a Florida State hat he just gave me because it was yellow and it was like too bright for him. And I had that hat. And so, man, I loved fitted hats. They were the best. But it was really, I was saying earlier, like, I don't even know if I don't think I read hip hop when you saw me. I mean, I had baggy clothes because I was fat, and that was, you didn't wear skinny jeans as a fat kid. That changed, obviously. People do it all the time now, looking all fucking like Gru or whatever. But back then, I hated country. I hated everything about like country shit. I didn't like country music. I hated like country clothes. I just didn't like anything about the sort of country western lifestyle or vibe. And that was like half of the people, you know? So I just like, that's why I was one of the few kids not in FFA in my school. I was like, no. And I was in home ec instead of ag. And then I was like a vice president in FCCLA, which was cool. I was like one of the only straight male officers in the state. You'd have like these get-togethers. It would be like me and like 3 other guys, and all the other guys were gay, and then a bunch of ladies. So yeah, I just aggressively disliked the country western shit. Just wasn't my thing. There's a picture of me when I was like 4. If I had any of these pictures, I would put them up here, but I don't. There's a picture of me at 4, and I'm wearing like Wranglers and cowboy boots and no shirt, and I look so pissed, you know. So I know I always hated it. That was the thing. I think boots were so uncomfortable. I just was like, fuck this shit. It just was never for me, dog. So there's a little Mo history for you. What else I got here? Oh, video game talk. That's what I was going to talk about. Why are there no left-handed video game controllers? I'm not left-handed myself, but I just think there should be more variety in video game controllers. And I understand there are like knockoff third market controllers, but I think Sony PlayStation, and maybe they've researched and the left-handed gamers don't matter, but if I like playing with my dominant hand on the face buttons as opposed to the directional pad, it seems like left-handed people would as well. So if you like swapped them sides and let them play that way, it would be better for them. And then 10% of people are left-handed, so you only do 10% of the controllers that way. I don't know. I feel like we're fucking over the left-handed guys. And maybe, again, I haven't heard anyone complain, so maybe it doesn't matter. Also, I feel like controllers are way too big. I can hold a PlayStation controller, PS5 one, and I do enjoy it. I think it feels good or whatever. I think the Xbox ones feel good as well. I know people claim the 360s are the best ones ever, and I still have a 360 controller, so I was messing with one on my computer the other day, and it feels good, but I think we overhype, or misremember exactly how good they were. But to each their own, of course. And a lot of people get really hung up on I need the analog sticks to be in these certain positions, rather the PlayStation style where they're directly across, or the Xbox style where they're offset. It doesn't affect me at all. I think y'all are fucking pussies, fucking crybaby bitches in video game world. People complain so much about that shit. But yes, I just think there should be smaller controllers for kids. If I was a child, or if I had a child, and they had to use one of these giant, and I've seen kids try, they fucking have to rest it on their thigh as they navigate the buttons with their hands or whatever. And that's kind of that's crazy to play that way. I mean, so I'm saying pussy bitches, but I would be if my hands were itty bitty and I'd use these big ass controllers. And I just don't see how they can't just do a smaller form factor version. Just literally, 75% the mass or whatever, and then there's the small one for kids to use. But hey, I'm not in the video game business. These are just thoughts I have. Here's other video game thoughts quickly. I do think people who use a walkthrough or guide on a video game aren't real gamers, and it is hard for me to shake that gut feeling. Now, I've of course been stuck at places, and I've had to look up what to do on a guide because I'm stuck. And then even when I do that, I feel like, God damn it, I'm such a fucking idiot and I'm cheating. And this is just something baked into me. And when I was a kid, my friends had game genies. I would not let myself use a game genie on my real save. Or if I was playing Grand Theft Auto for using cheats, well, I still have a save with no cheats, I was very much, I had ethics in my video gaming, I guess. And I think people that have to, and this really comes up because of JRPGs. I work with a couple guys that really like them, and I grew up loving JRPGs. But what ends up happening, or happened to me in college, once the internet became easy to just look up all these walkthroughs and stuff, is you'll just rely on a walkthrough. You'll just start I'll just look up this walkthrough, so I'll do all the optimal stuff. I don't want to miss anything. And then people that love walkthroughs, that's how they'll pitch it. They'll be like, well, don't you want to get the most out of your game? But I just argue that you are missing the thing that makes the video game as a medium, as opposed to movies or books or TV shows is that you are making choices. Like you are affecting the story, or you can be depending on the game. But even then, even if like the cutscenes are all the same, but you're doing stuff between, there is like a resistance. You need to earn something. You need to like get to it. And that's why they feel more rewarding, even though a lot of video game stories suck. But we think they're good because like you get emotionally invested because of like the resistance that was set up before you earned the story, if you will. And then you're like, fuck yeah, that is good. And you're like, well, it's not that good. It's fine. You know, it's like a Saturday morning cartoon good, I guess. But, you know, these are my thoughts that I have with them. But these guys I work with, they'll like the Persona games. I like the Persona games quite a bit, but you almost have to use a walkthrough. And that's bullshit. You know, like you don't have to, again, you could just guess your whole way, but then it'll make the game significantly harder. And I guess, so if I'm arguing against myself, I'm like, well, yeah, that's how you should play it. You should play it to where it's, you know, you have to figure this shit out. But these JRPGs are now made, and people know it's a Japanese role-playing game. They don't have to be made in Japan, but there's like a certain turn-based style typically that goes with them and stuff like that. And the fans of that genre are like, yeah, we love using walkthroughs and guides. That's cool. Whereas I don't feel that way. So now I'm not really into those games anymore because they're kind of hard to beat without them. You know, like that is the difficulty, is knowing what to do. And then people just take out all the what's intended difficulty by like, I want this thing to just hold my hand the whole way through. So a lot of those guys would say they're real gamers. I don't know about that. That's what I'm saying around here. God damn it, that's my new catchphrase. I don't know about that. If I remember it for at least 2 more episodes, we're making a real catchphrase out of it, and we'll put a graphic up. But until then, I'm going to try to withhold from the, I don't know about that graphic. Man, that would be a good fucking blue collar comedy tour sort of phrase there, though. All right, now speaking of JRPGs, I did play and complete a very popular one that came out this year. Now, again, some people get hung up on if JRPGs have to be made in Japan. I personally do not think they do. I think they have to be at least inspired by those original Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy style, you know, turn-based sort of stuff. But this one that came out called Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It came out, my mom, last time I saw my mom about a month ago, she just gave me a gift card. So my mom is like really good at her job. She's a nurse or whatever, and she's always threatening to quit or find a new job and shit. And so they just keep giving her like raises, but then they can't give her raises anymore because it'll be unfair to other people. So now they just like give her gift cards. I don't fucking understand what's going on. I could be wrong about all this, but that's how I understand it. And so she just saw it, goes, oh, I've had this is like $50 gift card for a while. Do you want it? I just haven't spent it. And I was like, sure. And we were meeting in a town that had a GameStop. So actually, yeah, it's a good one. And I went to the GameStop, bought a $50 PlayStation credit card or whatever they're called, the PlayStation credit at the GameStop instead of the game. And then I went and cashed that in and then got this game that was $50 brand new, which gave it a plus sign for that one, you know, good value, called Claire Obscure Expedition 33. And it was really hot, you know, it had like 9s and 10s across the board. So I knew that when that happens to me, I always go in kind of judgy, you know, I'm like, well, we'll see how good this shit really is. And overall, I guess I would give it like a 7.5 or 8, something like that. You know, it is good. Now it is a turn-based game, like I said. If people don't know what that means, it's like you get into a battle and it's your turn and then it's their turn and back. And there's different ways they figure out order. This game, like a lot of others, you know, you have a speed rating. The higher your speed, the more times you're gonna, you know, more quickly your turn comes up in battle. So that stuff kind of factors into it. And it's, you know, the graphics aren't great. They're good. I mean, they're artistic and stylistically good. But, you know, they're not like the best graphics you've probably ever seen. But there are some cutscenes that, you know, they really put in a lot of time. The big thing about this game is it was made in France. It's the Frenchest fucking game you'll ever play in your life. And the way JRPGs, some of them are really fucking Japanese. This one is really fucking French. I've heard people say this is a JRPG, which I think is very funny, like in their French way. But yeah, there's like mimes and French music and just everything about it. So you're in a painting, you're trying to find a patron. It's all art and shit. So it's an artsy fucking game. It is very inspired by the Souls-like games. People know what that is. That's like Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, all those things. And I think they've admitted this. But so the big thing that separates this JRPG from most others is its influence, I think, by Dark Souls games or Souls games. So like when the characters attack you, there is a timing mechanism where you can block or parry or dodge their attacks. And so early game, you're just getting your ass beat over and over again. The game's really hard, and you're like, this game fucking sucks. That's how I felt, because I could not figure out the timing of a lot of the dodges, and you just die. You have to dodge or you're gonna die. And so for the beginning is frustrating, but because it had such good reviews, I was like, well, I'll stick with it as best I can. And eventually I did get through it. And then you get the timing down. You unlock more party members. It is very like Final Fantasy, PS1 Final Fantasy code and all. Like there's an open world that you're walking around and you're going into these sections. And, you know, it's just influenced by so many JRPGs I played throughout my life that you are like, respected for that. You're like, oh, it is doing something here, and I do respect that. But there is one huge flaw in the game for me that was so annoying that I told my wife it could not be more than an 8, even if it's a masterpiece everywhere else. And that is you never know where to go. Like there's no mini map. On your world map, you can pull up a map you're looking at that kind of gives you a general direction. But once you're in a section, and there's all these winding paths and different shit, there is no way to know like what you've done before, where you haven't gone, where anything is. And people be like, oh, that's for you to explore it. But like, it just isn't fun in the moment. In the moment, I'm like, I would love to do everything here. I don't even know what I've done and haven't done. Like, I just don't know. And so for people that don't like Ubisoft games that would tell you exactly where it is, maybe they're just trying to go hard opposite of that. I just think there's probably a middle ground that maybe would have let me know, like, you've actually missed these things, and, you know, here's a mini boss. I don't know. So that I'm sure I missed a lot of stuff. I may someday play it again, because when you first beat it, there is a part that's like, I do kind of want to go through again, because I'll say the last third of the game felt really easy. Like I felt like I was just beating the shit out of everything the last 1/3 of the game. It's about a 40-hour game, something like that. So not super long, but not super short. The story thinks it's doing something. So I was saying earlier about video game stories, they'll do some shit that they're like, oh, isn't this artistic and cool? And this one, maybe if you read it in a book, would seem cool, but it doesn't. I don't know. It's like you're in a painting, but one of your characters actually is a real person that puts themselves in the painting, but they don't know it because their memories are erased. And you're like, I don't know. It's just a bunch of like convenient shit to make the story work. And I get that's how stories are a lot of times, but I didn't love it as much as maybe some other people did out there. Like I said, the game gets fun whenever you get good, when you're just beating the shit out of everything. You know, like I said, the last third of the game, I was not scared of anything I came up to fight, because I was like, well, I'll figure it out, you know, and maybe that's good. And people say that is how it is in Dark Souls games as well. Like once it all clicks, you start feeling like a badass, and then you want the challenge, you know, but the early game was very hard. And then some of the early stages, because everything looks alike and you have no mini map, I was like, where the fuck do I go? And then I would just be for an hour just walking around doing fucking nothing. So I do have to give it that criticism. I haven't heard anyone else on podcasts I've listened to hate much on the game. You know, like it is, people love it. I do think it, you know, it sold really well and all this stuff, but I was, me and a guy I work with also was playing it, and I explained, I go, oh, that one girl, the hot one. And it's like there's one hot girl in the game. And so it's like funny how in today's world, everyone's like, games don't sell without hot chicks. So like, we'll put one in, and maybe that's what, I don't know. I don't think it matters, you know, one way or the other. But these are the things I thought about. Another game I was playing, I'll do a quick mention of it, is this game called Nine Kings. I've been trying to become a PC gamer ever since I got my new PC, you know, a little less than a year ago. And I played a few things, maybe more than a year. I don't fucking even know anymore. But yeah, it's a real cheap ass game. I really like these sort of cheap indie games where it looks like one guy, maybe two guys, you know, made it. And you like make a base, and you got these little squares around you, and every round you draft cards that give you troops or bonuses, and you set up your little army, and then people attack you and your guys attack them, and then you try to get through 30 levels of that, and then if you do, you win, and then you go on to the next level. You know, real simple shit. But I was playing it at my job because I can do that sometimes in the mornings. I get there, I got about an hour to kill. And so it was a fun little game to play around with, not having to focus on it. If I have to shut it down, not a big loss. You know, something comes up. So shout out Nine Kings. There's another one I'm excited about coming out, and the name is so fucking funny. I think they're leaning into it. It's called He Is Coming. And it's not a porn game. It should be. And I played the demo. I thought it was so good, and it's on my wish list. I know it comes out like a month or something like that. And every time I see the name, I'm like, I can't believe they haven't changed the name of this shit. But all right, I'm going way long on this episode, but that's how it be sometimes. Let's play a song from the homie. It's your boy H2. I had to make sure I got him on these first 4 episodes, and might be on the next one too. We'll see. And the name of this song is They Be Like, and this is off of his new album out called More Than Two, I believe. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Better Than One. Better Than One. Oh no, what? You can see how I made the mistake though. And yeah, here it is here. And the name of the album said They Be Like by It's Your Boy H2, produced by me. Let's give it a listen.
Ladies looking so hard that it smear their eyeshadow. Some days just for fun I battle with my shadow. Her body moves like a snake and I'ma make her mind rattle. Drop my gavel, I've been judging since scene 1. Smart ass like me, boy you ain't seen one. Thinking cap on, yeah you seen it, the green one. Brainiac in every track since the day I begun. Don't follow leaders, be one, cause all these fevers be from fame spitting heat. Your guess was Zac Efron? I'm effed up, Efron. I never get slept on. Woke up, got dressed, left the house with no Teflon. Beat started skipping, I said fuck this shit and kept going. Creeping on a come up, so don't get crept on. My guts kinda clumped up, don't get crapped on. You bout Superman and shit, I'm bout green like Krypton. Like flowers, here's a place you can plant tulips on. They say you on your job, H, and ain't nobody stopping ya. Stopping ya. They be like, damn, how you get that bad chick on top of ya? Top of ya. And they say my crew be running the game like a mafia. Like a mafia. Like a mafia. And they be like, dawg, ain't nobody topping ya. Topping ya. I can't recycle shit, I gotta waste them all. Bodies pile up like I copy and paste them all. Serving whoppers, you ain't got what it takes to brawl. Worm food, the way these bitches ate the soul. Take this soul and loosen up a beat to ride on. Fucking up the track like I had to glide on. Hit the same bitch from the back that you had your eye on. Hide and seek in the studio, she had the mic gone. Think I'm flogging, hypothesizing that I'm wrong. Check the playback, bet your ass I had the mic on. Screaming I'm strong, so deep and I'm long. Couldn't speak like she was fucking me while sucking my clone. I'm gone.
It's your boy H2 with They Be Like. And I'm sorry nobody's topping you, H2. I'm sure that was written before that term was popular as. But yeah, I like it a lot. Honestly, I kind of think you should let me fill out the end part there, and I would finish that song with that open beat part. I know you're always asking me to deal on shit. I probably could fit on that one there. In the moment, I was kind of trying to freestyle over here, and I was like, man, that would have been so cool if I just did that for the podcast. I would be like, fuck yeah. But then what if it was so good people didn't know it wasn't part of the song? You know, it wouldn't have been. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Thoughts of Mo. Shout out H2 over at Flatliner Music, always doing his thing. All right, last segment. Let's make it quick. I got dumb shit on here, but you know, that's how I want the podcast to be. I mentioned earlier how I think I'm, an ugly, dumb shit or whatever mean thing I said about myself. And this is actually part of what I'm talking about. I personally think that I'm like a 5, maybe a 6. So does that think I'm super ugly? I guess not, because a super ugly would be like a, 4 or below, I guess. And I'm putting myself at a 5. Now, there was one time, I remember the first time in my life, someone thought I was attractive. And it's not even what people would think. It was, I worked at this call center with Powell, actually. And there was this newer guy there. And he was actually been on season 1 of this podcast that no longer exists. And his name was Wyatt. And I said something about me being ugly. And I hate when like attractive people call themselves ugly or whatever. I said something about me being ugly. And he was like, shut the fuck up. Like, and I was like, what? And he was like, dude, you are not ugly. Like, you were very attractive. Like, and he didn't say like in a gay, he was enemy way. He said like, who are we kidding? Sort of like everyone knows thing. And I have never in my life had someone claim that, act like that, made me feel attracted. And so, and maybe that's how I know I'm not gay, because I did not want to have sex with Wyatt after that. Close, but didn't. And yeah, I don't know. So I say I'm a 5 or 6. Maybe that's just the way I see myself. Someone like Wyatt may rank me higher. But I say all this to be like, I have been wondering, like, what is it like for the 1s and 2s? Like if this is a scale, those 1s and 2s exist. And so I just feel like, is their life way, way harder? Or is it when you're like that low, you're like, it is what it is. And we're fucking keep on stepping, like what the fuck are you going to do about it? And that's how everyone should be. I mean, there ain't nothing you can do about it. Well, you can get surgeries and shit, but half the time those turn out worse, I would say. I don't know. So right in out there, if I know you, let me know what you would rank yourself. Like you see those videos where it's like some woman who is not that attractive and she's like, I'm a 10. I'm always rating myself a 10. And that's like something about the mentality, not even about really what they think of themselves. But I'm just too honest. I'm like, well, I'm fat and that put me down the list. And I know this shouldn't factor in, but I'm like not that successful. And that's like women care about that. I do remember being in college, I'd freestyle a party. And as soon as like I would freestyle, there is a certain section of girls that are like attracted to talent. And they're like, ooh, I like him. Or, they might show you a little more attention. But it's like college age shit. It's not cool now. So that, if anything, that drops me a point. Still rapping in my 30s. So yeah, I'm just trying to be realistic out here. And I think that's helpful. I think you got to set your expectations normal. I don't want to call him out because he might be listening to this, but I thought this was a good point. And so I'm going to throw it in here. A friend of the podcast never called in. I've asked him, I've told him if he would be on video, since I have video podcast, so he could be on here. But he claims he is so ugly. This is what he said on Twitter. Said he's so ugly that anytime he makes like an online friend, a lady friend, as soon as he sends a picture of what he really looks like, they immediately quit talking to him. And then that's like, well, that sucks. That sucks for sure. Again, no woman has ever been into me for the way I look. So I don't, that's at least not the ones I've been with or whatever. I don't think that's like what draws them near. But I did notice he's never had a picture of himself as his profile picture. Now, I don't know if this is like, maybe this is on a different app that this is happening to him. But I do think if you're concerned that once people discover a picture of you, that they're going to turn against you, you just got to lead with the picture. Like, put your picture up front. Like, weed them out before it gets. There ain't no reason to, get emotionally invested. You think you're going to win someone over, like your personality is so good they'll overlook whatever issue it is. Because I don't know what this person looks like. But if they're the type of person to care, they're gonna care regardless. But if they're the type of person that doesn't care, then they'll overlook it. And then I don't know, it just makes more sense to me. I've always put my ugly ass face. Now on Facebook, my face is ugly. Like I have I'm going like this or something, like I'm trying to like look stupid because I thought that would be funny because I just don't use Facebook that often. And then every once in a while, someone will will add me, or someone I knew back then will message me, and you're like, it's so funny. They probably have no idea I'm doing a dump. They might know, but they could also think I had an accident and now I look like that. So that's the energy I like to provide out there. So yeah, make a profile picture of your real face, do an ugly face version of yourself. So when they later, when they see a real version, they'll think you're even better. It's like the reason I get stoned before getting my license taken, a picture taken. So I'll already look stoned in the ID just in case, Gotta use your big brain. All right, my last thing, and this kind of fits in, and we'll play a song about it, is I want a mannequin that's like basically my scale, but just slightly fatter. Like maybe me at my fattest, because I'm probably getting like 10 pounds heavier in this. And I wanted this just so it stretches out my shirt so I don't have to do the fat man stretch. Now, I talk about the fat guy stretch. This is normally actually what I call it, not fat man, fat guy stretch. I talk about it quite often, but if people don't know, that is when you put your arms into your shirt like this, if you watch the video, and then you kind of just move them around like this, and then that just kind of loosens it all up. And then you put back out, and then everything just kind of fits a little better. So if I just had a mannequin that was slightly bigger than me, and I could put the clothes on it the day before that I wanted to wear, and then you could also see what it looks like. I think that's the benefit of the mannequin. And yeah, and also probably make you feel a little better. Once you see it on the mannequin, you see it on yourself, you're like, yeah, it fits me a little better. So slightly fatter mannequins, that's my new business proposition. If we got any millionaires, billionaires, investors out there, angel investors want to hit me up, let me know. That's what I'm trying to get to. All right, I think I knocked all those out pretty quick. Probably helps that they were bullshit. No one cares about topics, but none of these have come out yet. I've gotten no feedback, so I don't even know. But again, reach out, let me know. What are y'all expecting from A2thaShow? Are you receiving it? If you're not, should I care? These are the things I need to know about. Also, send your dog prayers for my dog back here. Real life dog, not the homie. I mean, she is the homie, beyond on me. And all right, we're ending on a song that came out a few weeks ago. It is also on a new album, but it was a single off the album. With Karmaa, homegirl Karmaa. That's what I call her around here. And it's a song called Give Me a Chance. Now, man, I really felt like, you know what? This is what we have a podcast for. I feel like I have to show y'all the TikTok video that inspired this, but it's going to take just a second of work to get to it. So what happened is I have sent Skinny the link to this video on Twitter, and he does not check Twitter. So if I can just find that, it should be in our chat. But then again, like I said, he never fucking responds, and Twitter fucking kind of sucks on desktop. So let's see if we can remember his name. Well, this is super anticlimactic, but maybe I'll just insert it after if we don't. There he is. All right. Jesus Christ. Gotta type in the whole fucking name before they would even show it to us. So then I have to click this link. It's going to pull up a TikTok. We got to. Now, the volume might be a little weird for people. Let's see if I can even pull this up correctly. All right. Yeah, there we go. We can get this up here in the. Can we full screen a TikTok? Is that an option? Probably not. Oh, hell yeah, it is. So we got this guy. I say guy. To me, this looks like a woman that has become a trans man dressed in Western wear, and they have been harassing a girls from the way the caption reads, and trying to hit on them, rizz them up, if you will. And I loved this video, and this is what I sampled for the song we were going to play afterwards. But I just felt like everyone should hear it. Don't want to not have the volume on here. And there's honestly more to this I should sample. So, all right, here it is.
Give me a chance. I'll treat you right. And you don't know, maybe I'll put a ring on that finger someday. Give me a chance. You're a different kind of girl, no ordinary country girl. Yeah.
So yeah, that's fucking amazing. I don't know how else I can you could say it. It's just tremendous. Those are the type of TikToks I like. I try to show people what I like, and it's all just fucking people like that. And everyone thinks I'm crazy. And I do want to maybe I haven't when Skinny's on here, maybe we'll curate some TikToks. You know, I think he likes watching some. So maybe that can be a little segment because he's on a big talker. You know, maybe we show more. If you let me know out there if y'all think that's a good idea. So yeah, anyway, y'all saw that video. I took that, sampled it, made a beat. I love the beat. And then I for retrograde was reusing some old verses, and I had some old one of my like go-to things are like songs for the ladies. Like when I was on SoundClick, that's what anyone would hit me up for a collab. Is I would do a perverted verse on anybody's song for the bitches. Is actually what I used to call them because that's what we did back in the day when we were cool and not fucking whoa. And so I had this verse, and I kind of sing and do some shit that I don't think I'm good at singing, but it works. And then in that exact moment, Karmaa had posted her new, lady friend, and it was getting serious or something. So I just sent it to her. I was like, hey, do you think you would want to do this? And she wanted to for sure. And then she sent back her parts. This has been ready forever, but I had this done before maybe even the last 2 albums came out. So we've been holding this for a long time. So eventually put it out. I think it turned out well. We'll be on retrograde, the whole album. So check out that whole album if you could. And then let me pull this up because I am fucking up and I forget that I am the master producer of all the. All right. So here we go. Give me a chance. A2thaMo, Karmaa. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Listen to all these songs on your streaming site of choice. We would all love the listens. That is the only way to support me at the moment. Or you could just send me just mail it to my mailing address. I'm not putting that up, but reach out if you really want to support this for some reason. You want a sponsorship, you want your picture up here at any time. We can work out something. And anyway, give me a chance. That should probably be the name of this episode to try to convince people to listen. All right, feature Karmaa. Peace.
A2thaMo makes beats. Give me a chance. I'll treat you right. And you don't know, maybe I'll put a ring on that finger someday.
Girl, I keep it true, no matter what we do. Tell you I wanna hang, man, I only need you. Look into my soul, let my body see through. You know how we do, I need no crystal ball preview. I just need you, I can't stop like a car chase. I'll be your Pepsi complete, I'll take away your heartache. Take away your sadness, let me lay you on my mattress. Girl, eating that pussy, that should be my Facebook status. She moans like I'm good, or she a good actress and need no practice. She been dead like she backless. Might be madness, but don't need another girl but mine. Her legs are around my neck, I wear her body as a tie. Didn't shave today, she feels my beard in her thighs. My dick hard is life and she just tryna survive. She knows I'm so perverted but knows how I feel inside. Like if I didn't say I love her, she could see it in my eyes. Glad she gave me a chance.
Give me a chance.
Oh,
Give me a chance.
Girl, you know you gave me a chance.
And you don't know, maybe I'll put a ring on that finger someday.
You know you gave me a chance.
Give me a chance.
Oh,
Give me a chance.
girl, you know you gave me a chance.
And you don't know, maybe I'll put a ring on that finger someday.
I just wanna say thank you cause you gave me a chance. Mama always said if music's on then you better dance. So I moonwalked my way right into your heart. Made a promise I'll fulfill it permanent like a scar. This love ain't temporary, it's quite the contrary. I put a ring on it, now it's forever after we married. Tell your sister, tell your daddy I ain't going away. Tell your auntie, tell your cousin I got your back every day. I'm a Libra, let me balance you. Let's elevate, I'll challenge you to be a better you, a better me. You know I handle you in every way. Now watch how my fingers skate down your body, past your navel, down to your ocean spray. From now until forever, baby, it's just me and you. Let the haters hate, cause in the end our love is true. Facts. You know I got you, baby. Put a rock on you, baby. Until the day I die, it's a lock for you, baby.
Give me a chance.
Gave me
Give me a chance. I'll treat you right. And you don't know, maybe I'll put a ring on that finger someday.